and I want not to speak on behalf of these political parties, majority of them rejected that increase, the ANC included. But the ANC position with the review of 0.5% was informed by the fact that the budget had to cross and there was no alternative to other sources of revenue in terms of the budget. We understand perfectly that budget is regressive and all of that. And then they said, we mitigate the budget. Essential goods are zero rated. It doesn't make sense to our people and everyone else when we use the buzzword poor. You must ask me as Minister of Transport when it comes to e-tolls. Even people who were using buses were opposed to e-tolls. We didn't pay e-tolls. Buses and taxis, they were not affected. But the black and the middle strata in South Africa in general protested and said no to e-tolls, and they were not paid. So we come to the budget, no to VAT increase. And this was what was coming in terms of engagement.
Good day everyone and welcome to another political talk. Welcome to Newsaluji, a channel that talks about politics. So we know the past 2 weeks that there have been a very big turmoil between the ANC and the DA in particularly. Okay, we can even add some opposition political party. But the ANC and the DA seems like their wedding is still on. They've kissed and make up. So what is happening there? So the ANC had the meeting with the DA. Besides their disagreements and their different ideologies, seems like they have pledged to once again work together going forward. So one of the biggest news that we have is that the Western Cape High Court has declared to reverse now the VAT increase, meaning that our Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana has to go back to the drawing board and have maybe what we call Plan B. So what is happening there? So Parliament has been served with what we called the drift order, which has been written to the Speaker of the National Assembly so that the Speaker will do a memorandum so that he will address the political parties, all of them, on now the new position of what will be happening. So what is happening? There's a letter that now is on the public domain that was issued by Parliament from the National Speaker, right? So now to the chief whips and party representative from Speaker of the National Assembly dated 27 April 2025, subject update on 2025 budget process. So what is interesting about this letter is that it does declare the outcome of what the Western Cape High Court has pronounced, to say that there will be no VAT increase, right? So this came as a celebration. So what was interesting is that all the political parties now wanted to take this glory to themselves and to say that no, that this did not happen because of us. And the EFF comes and say it's because of us. The MK party comes and say it is because of us. And the DA comes and say it is because of us. So everyone wants to take glory, including the ANC. Fikile Mbalula said, and it's because of us. Can you believe it? Fix everything. And he says the ANC didn't want to do this VAT increase. That's why it is opted for 0.5. So the plan, before I read any letters, was very simple from the ANC side, right? Because they were the chief advocates of this. Let me just talk on their behalf to say that the plan was not to harm the poor. According to the SG of the ANC, Mr. Fikile Mbalula, the plan was not to harm the poor, because when it comes to e-tolls, they said that there will be no increase or whatsoever. Or when it comes to food prices, he declared that there will be no increase. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? But he said that the only thing that will increase when it comes to VAT is the ice cream. You know, you know, the SG has a time to play. He just has a time to play. He says that it's because the ice cream is for the enjoyment. The people, they buy it just for fun. So we need to tax it more, right? It means people have money. If they can indulge themselves in buying things like ice creams, it means that they have money, they are loaded. So we need to tax them more. So funny. Supposed to speak about that concerning the corporates, the big corporates and business, not about people who are buying things just to enjoy themselves. So there's this letter that I want us to just look at, right? That was issued by Parliament, which is dated 27 April 2025. I did declare the date, right? So it reads as follows. Dear honorable members, number 1, I refer to the memorandum dated 24 April 2025, in which the whips were informed, among other things, about the introduction of the rates and monetary amounts and amendments of revenue laws bills, which proposes to maintain the value-added tax rate at 15% from 1 May 2025 instead of the proposal increase to VAT announced in the budget in March, as well as the withdrawal of the appropriation bill in the division of the revenue bill. Number 2, in the memorandum, it was indicated that the court outcome on the VAT increase and the fiscal framework will be considered in deciding the way forward. Number 3, I would like to inform the honorable members that by agreement between the parties, the Cape High Court has in this afternoon issued an order attached to the matters before it. For, in essence, A, the Minister of the Finance's announcement on 12 March 2025 made under Section 7, Paragraph 4 of the Value-Added Tax Act 89 of 1991, whereby the value-added tax VAT rate was adjusted as follows. The first 0.5% point increase in the first rate will take effect on 1 May 2025, and on the second 0.5% point increase will take effect in 1 April 2026, is suspended pending the passing of legislation regulating the VAT rate on the final determination of Part B, whichever occurs first. Considering A above the consequence thereinto, it was also agreed that B, the resolution of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces adopted on 2nd April 2025 to accept the report of the Standing Committee on Finances and the Select Committee on Finance on the 2025 fiscal framework are set aside. This was the ruling of the court. Number 5, this court order will enable the Minister of Finance to table the budget instrument afresh. As indicated previously, I have asked the Minister of Finance to give an indication of the date when the budget will be tabled. As soon as this information is available, I will ensure that the Chief Whip's Forum and Programs Committee will be notified and convened to consider a revised parliamentary program. The fiscal framework for 2025, it is set aside. Now, I want us to go now to the political parties now, since now this has been announced and it was clear to us, right? Because the likes of the EFF, the MK Party, the DA and the ANC did say something very important about this matter. I know that they wanted all of them to take glory about who influenced now the courts to take this important decision for the country, right? And we know that the people who have sent their lawyers now to court, to the Western Cape High Court, to stand against this was the EFF and the Democratic Alliance. So they both challenged the ANC and went to court. So what was interesting is that while the DA was having this meeting with the ANC, on the other hand, they were busy preparing their lawyers to say that we are taking this to court, right? So now what was so interesting was the claim that Floyd had. So Floyd had this very interesting thing, right? And the MK party even wrote a letter to Parliament. I presume that they want now the motion of no confidence against the Enoch Godongwana, our Minister of Finance. So they want him out and claim that he is not fit for that position. So they gave a letter. So I will read their letter on another episode, not this one, because we are just following closely to what the response of the political parties, the opposition parties, including the ANC, was, right? I'm still standing on what I've said and started with, to say that all of them, they want to take glory. All of them. So before I go to the MK party and the EFF and the ANC, let us start here with the DA. The DA said something very interesting, right? On the X platform official breaking news, they wrote the Western Cape High Court ruling today that a VAT hike must officially be suspended is a victory for all South Africans. In this case brought by the Democratic Alliance, the court's decision ensures that the changes to the VAT rate must be properly approved by Parliament before taking effect, and set aside the unlawful support lent to this VAT hike by a number of parties. We are pleased that the Minister of Finance eventually came back to the table and agreed to suspend the VAT increase in a lawful manner. This shows that the government's decision cannot be made without a proper oversight. Remember that the DA said that the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwana, and his lawyer, they called the DA and said that they must try to settle the matter outside court, because they saw that in the court session things were not just favoring them, and that they will use these court cases. So they wanted to settle now this with the DA outside court using lawyers, right? So meaning that the minister himself has taken another position now to just scrap this and put this aside. So Fikile Mbalula wrote on his X platform account, ANC Secretary, ANC statement noting the Western Cape High Court decision on the VAT application. So the ANC also they gave this long letter dated 27 April 2025. ANC statement noting the Western Cape High Court decision on the VAT application. The African National Congress notes the decision of the Western Cape Division of the High Court to issue an order setting aside the Parliament's adoption of the fiscal framework tabled by Minister of Finance Keda Enoch Godongwana. Last month, the court order agreed to unanimously by all parties in court, in essence served to provide legal certainty, affirming the decision already taken by the Minister of Finance to reverse the proposed value-added tax VAT increase of 0.5, which had been scheduled to come into effect on 1 May 2025. Minister Godongwana announced his decision to reverse the VAT hike and introduce the rates and monetary accounts and the amendment of the revenue law bills, rates bills, on the 24th April 2025. The fiscal framework and revenue proposal, which is part of the tri-budget instrument, is the foundation document of the national budget and set out a blueprint for how government will raise and spend money for the period under consideration as part of the adoption of the budget. legislation dictates that once the fiscal framework has been adopted, Parliament must be thereafter passed the sequentially and within the stipulated timelines, the Division of Revenue Bill and the Appropriation Bill. Today's court order therefore has the effect of setting aside the adoption of the fiscal framework as adopted by the two houses of Parliament as a result of the minister's decision to reverse the increase in VAT, thereby amending the fiscal framework. The court has made no decision on the merits of the application that had been brought before it by the application. Parliament is now expected to pronounce on the way forward on the processing of envisaged changes to the revenue proposal and expenditure adjustment. So you know what is so interesting is that the CIC Julius Malema did declare that our government, as things stand, have no money. Our government have no money so far. That's what the EFF had said, right? On their official page, they wrote something that goes like this. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Thoko Didiza, has confirmed that the Minister of Finance must table the budget afresh. As the CIC at Julius Malema said in the Freedom Day rally today, South Africa does not have a budget. This is what I just said, that the EFF did declare that South Africa does not have a budget. Yeah, now I understand why the MKP want the Minister of Finance to be fired, because it seems like he does not know how to do his work properly. So let us hear what Floyd said. At Floyd Shivambu on X platform, while all it is said and done, South Africa should appreciate that objectively we have an incapable, directionless, and conclusively useless Minister of Finance called Enoch Godongwana. Those who have worked with him and those close to him know very well that Mr. Godongwana lacks. Okay, it continues. I will just stop there. Seems like the MK Party SG declares that this man is so incapable, very useless, and they want him out just like that.